See if it works. Hey, it works. Okay. I don't see a picture though. There we go. Yeah, you can hear me too. All right. Once again, I am back. I don't remember the last time I live streamed. Probably like a couple of years ago. But yeah, I have been thinking about doing it again. I've been thinking about live streaming for like years, at least doing it consistently, you know. So we'll see if it happens this time. This is an impromptu stream, but if I was going to do it regularly, it probably would be on Tuesdays around this time. It's 10 p.m. for me. I don't know where it is, where you are. 10 p.m. Swedish time. And if we did a live stream, I mean, we could do a we could live stream and record the podcast, but that would be because we don't have a regular recording day. Kind of depends on when we watch the movie. If it's a new movie, you know, sometimes we watch it on Wednesday, sometimes it's a Friday, and you know, so we don't have a regular recording day since we upload on Saturdays. But we usually record the Patreon / members only episodes on Mondays or Tuesdays. I think we have kind of moved the upload for the Patreon, the exclusive episodes, to Tuesdays now. It just kind of happened this year. So we might do a members only live stream for that on YouTube. But that's down the line. So far, this is just a test stream, which was good because I had some troubles setting it up. But it seems to be working now. And, what is that? Oh. But if I was going to do a live stream where a regular live stream, like for an hour or two or whatever, I don't know, it'll probably be that length. Might go longer, but at least an hour. What I would use a live stream for is like regular, like catch-up stuff, but also then to do like movie news stuff, maybe trailer reactions or just reading articles and stuff. We talked about that I think we might have talked about that in a Patreon / member exclusive episode. But for a little while on YouTube, like a month ago or so, it seemed like people wanted to do talk shows. I know Oompaville did it. I know Papa Meat did it for a couple of episodes. Of course, Rusty Cage does his Rusty Cage show now. So if I would do it, I thought, oh, that was going to be the new trend, but then it kind of died off. But I guess I would do something like that. So general movie news, movie discussions. My eyes are watering. Don't know what. Well, I know why. It's because of the pollen season. But still, so that would be what we would be doing. And today, I thought we could look at like movies that are upcoming, because that's always the thing for me. I don't know what movies are coming. You know, I know the big ones because everyone knows those, because that's the ones you see in the trailers and everything. But like what's coming up later in the year? I don't know where to find reliable information for that. But now I just looked like if I could find like a list of movies coming out, and I found one that's actually from January 1st this year. It is 50 most anticipated movies in 2025, so we have some old movies on there as well. But I thought we could fast forward through like the January movies. Like, we don't care about Back in Action stuff like that. And also later on we'll talk about some of the movies we've seen this year, like what are the best movies so far in 2025. There hasn't been a lot of good movies, but there has been a couple I really, really, really liked. And then, you know, of course, if there's any people in the chat ask questions or come with recommendations for what we could do on the stream, you know, we'll do that too. But to kind of focus on doing I can't speak. I don't know what's happening. Do it like a talk show, sort of, or like a news show. So, April. I'm really loud in my own. Hold on. I'm very loud. There we go. There we go. Better. Better. Yeah. Better. Better. So what do we have for April? Here we go. Well, April starts, of course, with the Minecraft movie. We've seen that. The next one, which is also the next episode we're doing on the spoiler cast, is Sinners, the new Ryan Coogler action horror movie or something, horror story, yeah. And I was like when we first saw the trailers, me and my sister and trusted co-host Rebecca, we saw the trailer a few months ago, probably pretty early in the year. We saw the trailer for this, and we were mildly interested. It looked pretty hardcore with the violence and the blood and everything. It was kind of cool. I'm not the biggest fan of Ryan Coogler. I mean, I watched the first Creed movie. I like that, but that was because I'm a Rocky fan. Never saw the sequels. I heard they were good though. Black Panther, I mean, it's a Marvel movie with some more interesting stuff going on. Never saw Black Panther 2 or Wakanda Forever, whatever it's called. And then the only other one they did was Fruitvale Station, I think, and I hadn't seen that one. I heard about that one when Creed came out, and I was like, oh, I'll check that out. Never happened. But no, so then Sinners was like, yeah, okay, that sounds interesting. We'll check that out. But then there was like another trailer, which made it look even better. And then yesterday, hold on, let's see if I can actually find that video. I saw on Twitter, X, Colin Cunningham of Red Letter Media fame, or No Such Thing as a Bad Movie podcast. He had posted a video that Ryan Coogler did with Kodak about film formats or aspect ratios, is, you know, kind of as a
What's going on? I'm Ryan Coogler.
Not yet, thank you. Actually have it like that. Where he talks about aspect ratios and what they filmed Sinners in, and I found out that it's actually shot not just on film, which I'm one of those annoying people. I love that people still shoot film on film. I don't mind digital, but I think film is cooler. It's cooler in general, and I do honestly think that it gives you a richer picture when it comes to color and depth and all that. It just feels more alive. Type in the chat if you think I'm being pretentious by saying that. But anyway, so he made a little like info thing for Kodak, because they filmed it on Kodak. Obviously, I think Kodak is the only one that still makes actual celluloid film. And he went through it. And yeah, I also explained that they're shooting it on film, or they shot it on film, but it's also filmed, and I think it's shot in like super 70mm, not super 70mm super Panavision, which is same like that super ultra wide format that they shot The Hateful Eight on, and I mean some older movies like he mentions Ben-Hur. I can't think of any other movie right now because of that. Damn it. Anyway. So he goes through that a little bit, and I thought we could maybe take a look at it. I mean, I know some of it. I'll never learn all the different numbers, what the aspect ratios mean, but it's always fun to learn about this stuff. And he goes pretty in depth on how they shot Sinners for like different formats, and actually like made the movie for specific for the different formats we have, like for IMAX, regular screens, ultra wide screens, and stuff like that. Also, it's good. You can see if we get shut down if we just play a YouTube video. Let's see what happens. Let me bring it up. See there, right? Yeah. It's pretty small. We can make it a little bit bigger, but I don't want to. Am I? Oh. Yeah, about there. Whatever. Oh.
Sinners.
That's
what's going on. I'm Ryan Coogler. In anticipation of the release of our newest film, Sinners, I just wanted to walk you guys through a little bit of information on how we made the film, as it might provide some context for what tickets you guys choose to buy once they go on sale. I'm really excited to announce that Sinners was captured on film. It's a format that I fell in love with when I was in film school. So I brought a few film strips along here. This is Super 8 film, which was used for like home videos and has a real beautiful aesthetic. Those little holes on the sides, those are called perforations, or perfs, abbreviated. This is a piece of Super 16 film right here. This is a type of film that's very close to my heart. This is what we shot Fruitvale Station on. And it's crazy because this is the same material, just a little bit wider. And when a capture film gets wider, same as digital photography, what happens is you get a little bit more resolution and you get a shallower depth of field, meaning less of the image is in focus at any particular time. This right here is 35 millimeter film. This was the format for the majority of the industry history. A lot of masterpieces shot on this format. A lot of films that are close to my heart. And it's making a big comeback. Like this past film year, Anora was shot on film. Films like The Brutalist was shot on film.
That was cool.
You got some filmmakers that always
he mentioned
format.
Anora was shot on film. Nice.
Entirely. This is what we call large format in motion picture photography. This is 65 millimeter.
Hold on, I gotta do some adjustments. I'll keep it playing.
As a Super 8 right here, but just wider. So obviously, even more resolution, even shallower depth of field. And these perforations have a particular meaning because we shot the film using two different camera systems. One proprietary to Panavision, it's called Ultra Panavision 70, used on films like Ben-Hur and most recently The Hateful Eight. But another format we use is IMAX film cameras. Those cameras spin the film in a horizontal fashion, and they spin it using 15 perfs per frame. I'll show you guys what that looks like. So here we have a shot from the
video won't
film
be. Okay,
This is the same shot shown captured on IMAX film format, just 15 perforations per frame, spun through horizontally. And this is that same image as it would look if it was captured on Ultra Panavision. 5 perforations per frame, with the film being sent through and exposed vertically. Whenever we shoot a scene, unless it's with the intention of being slow motion, we're shooting at 24 frames per second. So whether it's through a camera or through a projector, each one of these frames are moving through 24 frames per second. So about these frames, all right? Each time it's exposed on one of our formats, the Ultra Panavision 70 millimeter format, okay? It's exposed with these 5 perforations, and it's exposed at an aspect ratio, which is basically the size of the rectangle that you're watching a movie on. It's exposed at a 2.76 to 1
okay, there we go.
ratio. This is one of the widest formats you'll see a film projected on. Very rare to see a film projected in this format. The other format that we shot on was the IMAX film 15 perf format. And once you expose the image on that, you get a ratio of 1:43 to 1. So the film was shot with 2 different aspect ratios. And this is the first time ever that a film has been released combining these 2. So it was a pretty complicated process to shoot. We had a lot of fun. But when it comes down to the release, there's a lot of options for you guys. We'll talk about that, okay? So when you guys go to buy your tickets, depending on where you live, it's gonna be a lot of options available to you, all right? There's one aspect ratio, that Ultra Panavision 276 ratio. That's gonna be the most widely available format to see the film the whole time in that ratio without the aspect ratios changing at all. If you live close to an IMAX theater and you choose to buy an IMAX ticket, you might have a 190 IMAX available to you, which for certain portions of the film, the aspect ratio will expand And if you're especially lucky, you might live close to an IMAX 1:3:1 ratio theater, where you'll get the full impact of every image how we intended to see it.
Yeah,
So let's talk.
that's what I think is interesting, because I'm not sure. We only have one IMAX screen in Sweden, and I don't think that is full format. I think it is like a, whatever you called it, the widescreen looking one. It doesn't matter, because they're not showing Sinners in IMAX anyway. Here we're watching it on a regular screen, so we're gonna get the 70mm aspect ratio, but not the 7mm experience. Anyway, I thought that was interesting. Maybe more excited for the movie. And it was also the first time I actually heard him talk. I think I've read interviews with him before, but I've never heard him talk about movies like that. He sounded very, very passionate. And that made me happy. Because those are the kind of directors that I like, that are passionate about filmmaking. Not just like telling a story. No. They're into the whole thing about making movies and telling stories and all that. That's what I like. That's what I like. Anyway, that's Sinners. Sorry if that was very long, but whatever. What do I have for that? Oh, let's see if you can actually see how this is formatted now. Not great. It's a different. That's actually okay. Yeah, okay. No, that's fine. Yeah. So Sinners. Next one up is The Wedding Banquet. I have no idea what that is. Andrew On. Dry Waste, I don't know. Fire Island I saw. Pretty good. Directs this remake of Ang Lee's 1993 romantic comedy. Excuse me? The Wedding Banquet. What is this? Life of Chuck. That's a trailer we could watch. Anyway, hold on. The Wedding Banquet. The 2025 version. But remake of the same name? I guess? Okay. Can we just look for The Wedding Banquet? Wedding Banquet. Ah, okay. Huh, I've never even heard of this one. Okay. Alright. So I gotta check that one out. 81 Metascore. To satisfy his nagging parents, a gay landlord and a female tenant agree to marriage of convenience. To a marriage of convenience. But his parents arrive to visit and things get out of hand. That's just Birdcage. This came out in 93. Oh, it is a Chinese movie. Xi'an. Okay. No, well, whatever. Doesn't matter. But it's kind of the same as Birdcage, right? La Cage aux Folles. The Birdcage. Now that's a funny movie. I mean, I haven't seen it since I was a kid, but I remember it being very funny. Maybe I was laughing at the wrong things back then. I don't know. But I liked it. A gay cabaret owner and his drag queen companion agree to put up a false straight front so that their son can introduce them to his fiance's right-wing conservative parents. Right. And they have to act straight. It's very funny. Nathan, what's his name? Nathan Lane trying to act all like manly. It's very funny. And then Gene Hackman and Diane Wiest as the right-wing parents. Very, very funny. Robin Williams, of course. Always funny. Rest in peace. It's a little too big. I keep hiding myself behind the thing there because I want to sit in the middle. Okay. So that sounds interesting. And here, I guess it's the same thing. Young man in a green card marries his friend. Kelly Marie Tran. Whoa, she's coming back to movies? It's a completely transactional union until his grandmother, Yoon Yu Young, decides to throw him an extravagant traditional wedding. She also does not know he's got a long-term boyfriend as well. Lily Gladstone and Joan Chen co-star. Lily Gladstone, Joan Chen, who are they? I recognize their names. Lily Gladstone. Gladstone. There she is. Oh! Oh yeah, that's the lady from Blood Flowers, Killing the Moon. What the fuck is it called? Excuse me? Killers of the Flower Moon. And then Joan Chen. Who's that? Joan Chen. Ah, she's in On Deadly Ground. That's probably where I know her from, but I don't actually know who she is. Hasn't been anything else I know. Joan Chen. Don't recognize her. She's in Judge Dredd. Ooh. Lust Caution. Anything new? No. Ooh, what? There's a Hachiko from 2023? Isn't that an old movie? What is happening? Alright, I recognize the name probably then somewhere deep in my brain. I remember her from On Deadly Ground and Judge Dredd, but I don't really know who she is. But hold on. Isn't Hachiko that movie with Richard Gere from like 15 years ago? Yeah, same story. But there's another Hachiko. Am I wrong? Hachiko? Can I spell? Yes, I can. Hey, there's some from 1987 as well. But I was thinking of, Hachiko, A Dog's Tale, 2009. Okay. With Richard Gere and Joan Allen. Yep. That doesn't have a Metascore? That's weird. Anyway. Where were we? Okay, yeah. I don't know if I'm looking forward to that. It's a remake. I'm not the biggest Bone Yang fan, although he is getting funnier, I think. On SNL, but I guess that's more the whole show is getting funnier. Has been getting funnier in the last year or two. Than what it was a few years ago. Jesus Christ, it was struggling. But I'll check out the original first. We'll see. This sounds interesting. The Accountant 2! That one I'm looking forward to. I quite enjoy the first Accountant. More so the second time. Actually, I hadn't seen it since the theatrical release back in 2016, when I made one of my first, I guess, modern era videos here on YouTube. I mean, I've been making YouTube videos for almost 20 years. Maybe more than... No, I checked. My channel turned 18 a little earlier this year. So not quite 20 years yet, but I've I uploaded inconsistently for the first 10 years. And then it was in 2016 I was I'm actually gonna start making videos. And that was one of the first videos I made. I made a review of The Accountant. I liked it. But then I watched it again recently when I heard they were making a sequel. I was I think I liked it more the second time. I'm not sure, but I think. I also like that Gavin O'Connor is... Or is he back? Oh, maybe he isn't. Hold on. The Accountant. Duh. Yeah, Gavin O'Connor is directing. That's good. I like Gavin O'Connor. He made Warrior, one of my favorite movies of all time. So that one I'm looking forward to. Then we have The Thunderbolts, or Thunderbolts. Which... Yeah, it's a Marvel movie. But I gotta say, I am kind of interested in watching it. Because I like the kind of misfits banding together kind of trope. But the last time they did that was Justice, or not Justice League. Well, no, there's some misfits. No, Suicide Squad. And that movie was god-awful. So I thought maybe they'll do better this time. And they've been marketing it so weird. Going for oh, this is actually going to be real cinema. It's no, Florence Pugh probably told by managers and directors to say this, but said in an interview that like this feels like the A24 of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I was like, what? Okay, that's a weird thing to say. But then they also did that in their marketing. There's like this TV spot where they point out that their cinematographer has done all these like art house movies and dramas and stuff, and I think the director done something weird and kooky as well. And I was like, yeah, they're just trying to sell it, but it's also like at least you're having some they can be a bit self they can kind of make fun of themselves. I thought that was funny. And it honestly kind of sold me on it, which is dangerous, because it's gonna ultimately be a Marvel movie. I mean, they even say in the trailer, what are we gonna do? Punch them? But yeah, you're gonna, because it's a Marvel movie. You're just gonna be a bunch of punching. Who's the director? Jake Schreier. What has he done? Right, he did Robot and Frank. He did Paper Towns. Paper Towns, it's a fine. Episodes of Beef. Anything else? Music videos. Hey, Close on Sunday music video. That's a good one. Music videos. Paper Towns. Alright, Robot and Frank is good though. And the directors? I saw Joanna Collo and Eric Pearson. Who are they? Joanna Collo. What has she written? Alright, she wrote for BoJack Horseman and The Bear. Wow, right! That's where I know her name from. She's the showrunner of The Bear. Nice. Okay. And producer of BoJack Horseman. Okay. And Eric Pearson. Guessing he has written for those shows. Ooh. Oh! Okay, that's the guy they brought in. He wrote Godzilla vs. Kong. He wrote Thor Ragnarok. He wrote Black Widow. Oh no! Oh, he's written stuff for Agent Carl. He's a Marvel guy. It's the kind of guy they bring in to like, well, you have this great idea for your little movie, director guy or gal, but we're gonna have our script doctor punch it up and make it more MCU friendly. Hey, punch it up. Ha 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 ha. Oh my god. Yeah, script and continuity department. Pokemon Detective Pikachu. Avengers Endgame, Infinity War, Pacific Rim Uprising. Ugh. Spider-Man Homecoming and Ant-Man. Yikes. Oh well, that didn't inspire much hope. But yeah, the director then, I suppose. Because then they brought her in because to be the prestige-y thing. But then yeah, just like bringing in any other prestige director, it's just gonna turn into Marvel slop then, I suppose. There's just a name they can put on the list. Or in the credits, I mean, not the list, credit list. Anyway, but I'm still cautiously hyped for Thunderbolts, actually. What else do we have? Golden! Some sort of Pharrell Williams coming-of-age movie. Michelle Garner directing, but I don't care. And it's a musical. Then, of course, the next Mission Impossible movie, The Final Reckoning. That one, I at first wasn't excited about. I haven't been excited about Mission Impossible in quite a few years. If you remember my old review of Mission Impossible Fallout, that was the first one I was like, nah, this isn't good. So then when they eventually made Dead Reckoning, I was like, I was not excited. Watched it, I thought it was bloated, boring, and confusing. And then it was like, and it didn't even have a proper ending, because it did part 2. I was like, oh no, I'm not. And we kind of decided we're not going to watch it. But then they released some more trailers. Like, the first trailer didn't sell me. But then the second trailer showed up. And I was like, ooh, that looks kind of exciting. So now we might go and watch that. We might. As long as it's not like 3 hours long or something, then I refuse. I refuse. Oh, Karate Kid Legends. As much as that is just, it's just member berries. I think first of all, it's kind of funny that they tied in Jaden Smith Karate Kid into the continuity of the old ones, and I gotta say, the trailer for it, the first trailer came out, it made me all excited for it. I fell for the member berries. I fell for the nostalgia, which is not good. Not good. I should be better than that. But we'll see. We'll see. It's probably not gonna be good. But I mean, Ralph Macchio is back. Jackie Chan is in it. That's cool. What do we have then? Ballerina, another movie that I at first was not excited about. I thought, John Wick 4, that's it. End it while you're ahead. End it while you're on top. Go out with a bang. You made the best John Wick movie there is. Enough. And then they did the John Wick TV show, the Continental, which I only saw the first episode because it was like a limited series on Prime, I think. Awful, boring, just lore bullshit. And then it was like, and we're also making a spin-off movie with a lady John Wick, and I was like, no, why? And then I saw the trailer, and I was like, holy shit. This might actually be something. You in the chat, people in the chat, have you seen the trailer for Ballerina? It came out a few months ago. It actually looks good. And I like the whole setup that it, like, takes place in, like, this deserted little Eastern European town or village. It looks fun. And that John Wick is maybe gonna be the antagonist a little bit. I'm not sure. They're kind of setting it up as, like, maybe not. He's the antagonist in the movie. That's gonna be interesting. We'll see. I am interested in watching it, though. And I like Ana de Armas. She's good. No, Elio. I saw the trailer for that last time we were in the cinema. It's a new, I think it's Pixar, or is it just Disney? Pixar, yeah. About a kid who gets abducted by aliens. Hey, I like aliens. I like alien abductions. I like all that, oh, why? Hello. Ancient Madness. Oh my god. Ancient Madness gifted 20. Did you just gift 20 memberships? Okay. I hope all these people who get these memberships actually utilize them now, because that's very nice. Thank you so much. Oh, wow. Hello, by the way. Hello, Ancient Madness. Is it okay if I call you Laura? Since that's the name I know you from Patreon? Yeah? Anyway. Ellie looks fun. Looks like it could be fun. It looks like it'd be like a kid-friendly, like, kind of deep sci-fi? I don't know, not deep sci-fi, but you know what I mean. Like, it's super weird sci-fi shit. It looks fun. It looks fun. Then we have Materialists, which is the new Celine Song movie. That, I wasn't the biggest fan of Past Lives. I thought Past Lives was good. Actually, let me check what I really thought of Past Lives. Let me check. Past Lives. What did I think of Past Lives? On Letterboxd, I gave it 3 out of 5. What did I write about it? I wrote, an incredibly touching story and probably one of the most relatable dramas, no matter which of the 3 characters you identify with. True. Very true. The last half hour was so beautiful and sad and amazing all at the same time. It was just the first hour that was incredibly boring that I later fell asleep. I understand that they wanted to build up the characters, but they were so goddamn uninteresting. That is a problem with making characters too real and relatable. If you're not careful, it just becomes the real thing. Characters in a movie need to be relatable, but they also need to be heightened a little bit. It's to be more exciting, sad, or funny than my actual life. Why else would I watch it? If I wanted the real deal, I could just stare at myself in the mirror and cry all over the ruined opportunities and lost lives. Jesus Christ, that's harsh. Well, that is a little bit of a problem. But yeah, it does really come together in the end. I should give it more than a 3. I should really update that to like 3.5, maybe even 4. It is a good movie. If you haven't checked it out, you should, unless you really don't like dramas. But yeah, it is a good movie. So the new one, The Materialists, is about like a girl having to pick between like a real like upper class guy. He has all the money, but he's not really like, she doesn't really love him. And then there's this other like schlubby, not schlubby guy. We know what I mean. The schlubby guy is played by Chris Evans. That's not schlubby. Yeah, well, we just read what it says here. Dakota Johnson is a professional matchmaker who ironically suffer from her own romantic woes. Pedro Pascal and Chris Evans co-stars are potential suitors. I saw the trailer for it. It looks interesting. And I mean, like I said, I like Celine's song. I think she writes well. And I'm interested to see her do something a little different from the last movie. So, yeah, that's also one I'm looking forward to. This is a good list so far. What we have after that? 28 years later. Don't know much past the first trailer, which was really good. Using that, is it a Rudyard Kipling poem? In the back, like the background noise. Really ominous stuff. Love 28 Days Later. I remember I saw it back when it was, new. My friend had it on video. We watched it on video. Really scary. Really good. Probably one of my earliest zombie movies, honestly. I don't remember. I haven't seen it in 15 years, but I even liked 28 Weeks Later. Not as good as 28 Days, but it was good. And I remember it was like a kind of an early role for Jeremy Renner. Not early, but oh no, I'm just looking for Jeremy Renner. 28 Weeks Later. There we go. We'll just do this actually. Zip. So you can see it too. Carlos Fresnadillo. Got pretty good reviews. That's interesting. All I remember is it felt more gimmicky than 28 Days. 28 Days felt so rough and gritty the way it was shot. Of course, 28 Weeks Later felt more like it was like a blockbuster version of 28 Days Later, which was not what, even back then I was pretentious enough to say like, that's not what I want from my 28 Days Later sequel, you know. But Jeremy Renner, this was before he became an Avenger. 2009. What had he done in 2009? 2013, 2010, 2009. Anything, you know? Well, I know. 2010 he was in The Town. 2008 he was in The Hurt Locker. I guess that was kind of a little bit of a blow up for him. But before that, I mean, yeah, Lords of Dogtown, but he's uncredited. Then it's music videos, some stuff you don't really recognize. But the thing I knew him from, which was why I was excited when I saw him in 28 Weeks Later, was Dahmer. He plays Jeffrey Dahmer in a not very comprehensive biopic, because it kind of. There's like a wraparound story that takes place over one night when he's seducing a guy and is gonna eventually have him be one of his victims. And throughout that date, whatever you want to call it, you see flashbacks to his childhood, like when he became the monster, so to speak. And it's actually pretty interesting. It's less so trying to be like a documentary piece, like the Netflix show was. We talked about it when we talked about the Netflix show. It's more of a rumination on the nature of evil. What makes someone evil? Are you born evil and all that stuff? And not focusing a lot on trying to be accurate to history or anything, which is dangerous since you're talking about a very 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 volatile situation there with murder victims and all that. But it's still interesting, and I in a weird way, it not tries to redeem him, but tries to see the human behind the monster. I don't know if it was considered controversial. I mean, it has a lot of, like, here's stunning and musty, renders extraordinary, exceptional, powerfully unsettling, a classic of the genre. 63 out of 100, pretty good, but it's not a movie people talk about. So I don't know what people thought of it back then. Either way, you know, and he didn't really blow up from it. He obviously blew up with The Town, and then you started seeing him stuff. He was in one of the Mission Impossible movies, right? And then of course he had his, I mean, he was a bankable name, but his real big blow up was of course the Avengers movies. Anyway, back to 28 years later, I don't know anything about it. So all I know is Aaron Taylor Johnson is in it. I don't even know who's directing it. 28 years later. Oh, so Jack O'Connell is in it? Oh, right. Danny Boyle is back and Alex Garland is writing it? Okay. Or is it just like characters based on... No, written by... Okay, nice. Then it might be something. Might be something interesting. I'm looking forward to it. 20 years later, it's not like we need it, but yeah, like it still is interesting to see what happens that long after the original movie. It could be interesting. F1, the new Joseph Kosinski movie. It's a movie about Formula One racing, and I'm like, I don't know. I'm not much, but at the same time, I do like car movies. But that's, you know, I like silly car movies like Fast and the Furious. But Joseph Kosinski, very, very good director, very, very good technical director, and he managed to do some more emotional stuff with Top Gun Maverick, of course. So I am kind of looking forward to this. I like Brad Pitt, of course, and I'm looking forward to see how meticulous the movie is gonna be. Because that's kind of Joseph Kosinski's thing. All of his movies are very, very meticulous in their like technicality and in his style. Of course, he made Top Gun Maverick. He also made what's it called, Oblivion. Did he do something before that? Oh, he did Tron, right? Tron Legacy, I think. Yeah, another very very measured movie. On a visual scale, you know, very, very good looking movie. His movies are very good looking. I haven't seen Only the Brave though. All right, and he did Spiderhead the same year as Top Gun Maverick. Spiderhead, not great, not bad though. Miles Teller was in it, I think. Yeah, no, yes, Miles Teller, and Chris Hemsworth, of course. Not a great movie, but it was fun. It was okay. Also very, very technical, very measured looking. But not on the same level, of course, as Tron or Top Gun. And then, yeah, Only the Brave, which I know of, but I haven't watched. Stars Miles Teller as well, right? Yeah, it does. Okay. And Jeff Bridges and Josh Brolin, and it's a movie about manly men, firefighters putting out fires. That's awesome. That's right up my alley. I should watch that. It's streaming on Prime Video. Probably gonna watch it tonight. But back to the movie F1. I am looking forward to it, and it's one of those I don't have to watch it in the cinema because I'm not that excited about it. Unless there's a lot of hype about it on YouTube, then of course we're gonna do it for the show. But other than that, I'll probably watch it at home. But at the the time, though, the kind of movie it is, it's obviously made for a huge screen. It's obviously made for IMAX. So I don't know. Maybe. What do we have after that? Megan 2. I don't know. The first one was good. This one, I get why, because Megan became popular on TikTok and stuff, and it became a little bit of a meme. But I don't know if we need a Megan sequel. When did Megan come out? Isn't it? It's 3 years ago. They should have. I mean, of course, if you want to make a good movie, you need to take your time to write scripts and all that. But if they really wanted to cash in on the hype around Megan, that movie should have come out in 2023, at the latest 2024. Now we're getting in 2025. Do people really care about Megan anymore? I don't know. Maybe it'll be like, oh, I remember Megan, and people go watch it for that. Maybe. I don't know if we'll do it. Maybe we will. Once again, if there's hype around it, we probably will. But I also don't like the whole AI thing, so maybe I'll have nightmares. I don't want to go see it. Then we have Eddington. This is funny because I didn't know about this movie until yesterday. But here they knew about it in January 1st. Eddington is a new Ari Aster movie. Was that? Okay. Of course, from Hereditary and Beau is Afraid fame, and Midsommar. One of the best directors working right now, I would say. Megan was good. Laura or Ancient Man is in the chat. Megan was good. I'm not gonna say great. Once again, I'll see what I wrote on Letterboxd. Because it was 2022, so I should have it on Letterboxd. Because I think I have logged every movie I've ever watched. I might have missed some movie. Every movie I've ever watched since 2021, I think. I gave it 2.5 stars. What did I write about it? Because I tried to write something about every movie. I wrote, this is so standard, so formulaic that I can't really dislike it. It follows every beat of the creepy new kid thriller formula, just that this time it's a doll. Bomb. It's the orphan meets Ex Machina with a little child's play thrown in for good measure. So meticulously crafted to hit every beat needed to make the audience follow along without having any staying power at all. This way to the egress. The egress being, whatever. It's a reference to what's the guy? What's the scammer's? What was his name? Whatever. This way to the. Hold on. Now I got it. Oh damn it. Hold on. He was like a famous not charlatan, but he was like a showman. This way to the egress. It was like this way to the egress was P.T. Barnum. There we have it. P.T. Barnum. He had like this. He had a. Let's see if we have it. The Humbug of Barnum and Twain. Yeah, it was like this exhibit where people were paying money to see the egress. They were going to see the big reveal of the egress. And then there were like signs like, oh, when they were going through, they got to see like some freaks of nature and stuff like that before. And then there was this painting or this sign on the wall, this way to the egress. People were like, oh, and they went in there, and the egress was nothing. It was, I think it was like an empty room. And that's kind of what that movie was. It was all like, oh my god, I gotta watch the weird doll dance, and oh my god, it's gonna be so scary. And it's like, So I guess you get used to that with a lot of movies. Oh no, okay, yeah, this was the thing. Oh, okay, it wasn't nothing. It was the exit sign. Here it is. When P.T. Barnum needed to move dawdling spectators out of his museum, he posted signs over the exits that read, "This way to the egress." Standing suddenly on the street, Barnum's gullible patrons were left with two choices: pay for re-entry, or choose to see the world as the grand spectacle, the ultimate humbug. Very clever. Very mean, but very clever. It's kind of how I felt about Megan. So I am not super interested in Megan 2, but who knows. Back to Eddington, though. It's the new Ari Aster movie, and it's about a town during lockdown, COVID lockdown, which is, oh god, an actual movie about COVID. I guess they were gonna become a thing, and we already kind of have movies that are inspired by it, but not like actually about it. This one is about, it's about a sheriff and the mayor of a town who are on two sides of the whole vaccination discussion. Doesn't sound super interesting. It sounds very preachy, but because it's Ari Aster and it stars Joaquin Phoenix and Pedro Pascal and oh my God, who else? Who else is in Eddington? Hold on. Austin Butler, I think. Emma Stone, right? Oh, and Austin Butler, Luke Grimes, Clifton Collins Jr. is in it. Anyone else we know? No, not that I recognize. But them at least, yeah. In May of 2020, a standoff between a small-town sheriff and mayor sparks a powder keg as neighbor is pitted against neighbor in Eddington, New Mexico. That one I'm looking forward to. Because Ari Aster's track record is impeccable. I mean, Hereditary kind of put A24 on the map as the elevated horror production company. I know you shouldn't say that, but yeah, hey, back then, that's what it was. Just want to see, is it based on like real stuff, or is it completely made up? Two Oscar winners. Oh no, Paweł Pogorzelski is not filming it, but Doris Konji is doing the cinematography, so that's good. Doesn't say anything if it's based on reality or not, so I'm guessing it's not. Inspired by real events, maybe? Either way, I'm excited. I'm not excited by the premise. I'm excited by the stars and the director and writer also, of course. What do we have after that? Jurassic World Rebirth. The second reboot of the Jurassic Park franchise? No thank you. I don't care that Scarlett Johansson is in it. I don't want to see it. Let's move on. I don't even want to talk about it. Oh my God. This was one I hadn't heard of at all. Trey Parker and Matt Stone, Kendrick Lamar musical comedy? Okay, this sounds wild. Last year, it was announced that Trey Parker and Matt Stone are working on a musical starring Kendrick Lamar, and that it would be released on Independence Day of 2025. It's written by Vernon Chatman, who I know does a lot of, he sits in the writing room of South Park. Also, co-creator of Wonder Chosen and longtime collaborator of theirs. Yeah, he's a producer on South Park, right. If the plot is even close to what was reported in 2022, then dear God, we're in for one boundary-pushing, can we actually laugh at this treat? Jurassic World Wham and Power. I mean, they kind of did that with Jurassic Park Fallen Kingdom already. That's not my problem. I mean, I'm all for inclusiveness and all that. The problem is, like, you've already ruined Jurassic Park. Stop making Jurassic Park movies. The three Jurassic World movies that we already have are awful. Like, literally, Jurassic World Dominion, I think was the third one, might be the dumbest movie I've ever seen. We talked about this in the podcast. It's so dumb. It's even dumber than Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, the second one. And this one looks, I can't say even worse. I'm not sure it looks even worse. It just, the way they're selling it, like, hold on, let me see if I can actually find that. Because in one of the trailers, it's more like a, behind the scenes kind of look at the movie. Very, very short, but, hold on. Jurassic World Rebirth. I like the first Jurassic World, but then they brought in snotty and arrogant Gen Z. Yeah, exactly. The first one is okay. It's basically a remake of Jurassic Park. I don't like remakes, but I mean, I love dinosaurs ever since I was a kid. I love dinosaurs, so it was just fun to see more dinosaurs. It's fine, but it's bad, but it's fine. And then Fallen Kingdom was awful. Mainly because of the screaming kid. And then Jurassic World Kingdom was even worse, but in a dumb way. I don't... Yeah, it was the worst. Let's see. Here, Jurassic World Rebirth trailer. Let's see if this is the one.
This is Zora Bennett, our mission specialist.
Sorry, what mission?
This would be a medical breakthrough that could save countless
No, this is
lives.
just a
It comes from
trailer.
the largest dinosaurs on the planet.
Huh.
Fortunately for
Oh no. Was it the TV spot? No. Jurassic World Rebirth interview. Gareth Edwards directing, though. He's competent. Hasn't made a lot of good. Ben Shapiro has made a YouTube short about will Jurassic World Rebirth be any good? Let's see what Ben Shapiro has to say about it.
Other trailer
I
of
talk
the
about
week
movies.
is Jurassic World Rebirth. Now, I will say that the relaunch of the Jurassic World movies has not been my cup of tea. I do not radically enjoy them. I don't think that they're great. The film is directed by Gareth Edwards, which means that it could be good, because I really like Gareth Edwards, typically speaking. I think Rogue One is good. I think that his Godzilla is actually quite good. It was written by David Cope, who is the original
David
Jurassic
Koepp is
Park and
good.
Lost World screenwriter.
That's interesting.
Apparently, development on it began when Steven Spielberg asked Cope, the original screenwriter, about returning to write a new film in the series. It's a standalone sequel to Jurassic World Dominion. Yeah, but okay, looks generic. Looks generic. I'm not wildly excited. Looks a little generic. Again, the setup is almost identical in some ways to Peter Jackson King Kong, which, you know, was too long.
Yeah, true. Always funny to see when, I mean, because he's a political pundit. I don't know why is he talking about movies, but from what I understand, he is kind of a nerd when it comes to certain things. So I guess he just wants to talk about movies. Hey, more power to him. I don't agree with him on everything, but I think he's funny. Because he talks like this and he's very fast about anything. It's very funny. Anyway, back to Jurassic what? Jurassic World Rebirth, right? No, but that wasn't. Well, we were going to talk about. Yeah, we were going to talk about this. Sorry. Oh, where did the music go? Can you hear the music? I have it on really low in the background, just to have something in the background when I'm a lot. Right. Okay. So it was reporting 2022. What is this then? Kendrick Lamar, Dave Free and South Park duo Man Stone Trey Parker to produce comedy penned by Vernon Chapman of Paramount. Okay, we have a name for it or anything? No. Live action comedy of Paramount Pictures. Okay. The film penned by Vernon Chapman will see the past and present come to a head when a young black man who is interning as a slave reenactor at a living history museum discovers that his white girlfriend's ancestors once owned his. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh my god! Yes! Now that sounds like a Trey Parker comedy. Oh no! Lamar and Free are producing for PG Lang with Stone and Parker for Park County. While production is set to kick off this spring, it seems at present that a director has not been attached. Paramount Pictures will handle the theatrical distribution, home entertainment, and television license rights, but the film will also stream on Paramount Plus. We don't have a name for it, but you know, Trey Parker. He doesn't have too many credits. He mainly does South Park, so we can see if he has anything under upcoming. Music department, upcoming. The Book of Mormon. I don't know. That's not it. Wait, I want to see director, writer. I want to see writer. I don't like how this works. There we go. Writer. Upcoming. Huh? Oh. Sounds like a Darman video. Yeah, it kind of does. Hopefully it's more deliberately funny when they make it though. But there's no information on it. What if we look for Kendrick Lamar? Can Kendrick Lamar act? Has he acted? He can sing. Well, he can sing, but he can write music pretty good. Not a huge fan, but I like some of his songs. Soundtrack. Actor. Nothing upcoming. Okay. So we don't know a whole lot about the movie. But it's supposed to come out Independence Day of 2025? Oh, can we like search for it? Matt Stone and Trey Parker, Kendrick Lamar movie. Is there anyone else who's talked about it? Okay. Oh, here's I don't know, Cassius Life. I don't know how there is a Wikipedia page for it. Hollywood Reporter. That's more reputable. Let's see what they say. This was written April 11th, so not that long ago, 4 days ago. It says, South Park creators Matt Stone, Trey Parker. Hold on. Let me change this so you can actually see the whole title. Set live action comedy with Kendrick Lamar at Paramount. Have you guys checked out Secret Levels from Amazon? No, we have not. As you know, I'm not a huge fan of TV shows. I know that's an anthology show though, but it's based on video games. And I don't know. I know one of the most popular episodes is the Warhammer 40k one, and I've seen those Astartes, whatever they're called, shorts on YouTube. And I think it's just pretty pictures. There's no story. Maybe the show is good. It doesn't sound like something I would enjoy, so I haven't checked it out. Is it good? Are there any episodes other than the Astartes or the Warhammer 40k episode I should check out? Although, let's see here. Yeah, okay, here it says too. It's hitting theaters next year. So it's coming in 2026. Okay. Do we have a name for it? No. We're going into production this summer. When did they say this? During its presentation Thursday at CinemaCon, okay, Las Vegas, the studio announced that an original comedy from South Park creators Stone and Parker is set to begin shooting this summer and will hit theaters on the 4th of July 2025. Oh, this was April 11, 2024. Oh, okay. Wrong. This was a year old. So it's coming up for next year then. Okay. Because that's what it said here. This is from 8 days ago. Like I said, I don't know what Cassius Life is, but whatever. Kendrick Lamar's movie with South Park creators delayed until 2026. Alright. We don't know much about the blah, 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 blah. The movie is now coming out on March 20th, 2026. Okay. Though the title was hush hush for a while, Complex, okay, reports that it's called Whitney Springs. Okay, Complex just released that on Instagram. Okay. We finally got a title and details for Kendrick's upcoming film with South Park creators Matt Stone and Trey Parker. Whitney Springs. Alright. Okay. That was the pictures. Okay. Alright, Whitney Springs. Okay, but that's for next year then. Alright. Still looking forward to it. Let's see. What else do we have then? Superman. I am not excited for this. I guess you all know that. I am one of those annoying Snyderverse guys. I would like to call myself a non-toxic fan, but I don't know. Just saying that you like Zack Snyder's Justice League, some people would say you're being toxic. So I don't know. But yeah, I don't like that they're doing a new Superman. It looks bad. I don't know. It doesn't look fun. It looks bad. It looks bad. I'm not excited. I wanted more Henry Cavill. I wanted more Justice League. I wanted more Zack Snyder. I've been stuck in the past with movies. Recently watched Cop City and The Fifth Element. Cop City? What's Cop City? Fifth Element is good. I watched it a while back. I don't think I finished it though. I think I fell asleep. But I watched most of it. I didn't watch the ending, so I couldn't log it on Letterboxd. But it's a good movie. Cop City. What is that? 1995. Oh no, that's City Cop. Cop City? Is it this from 95? City Cop? Gungbok 2? Sylvester Stallone movie. Cop City. Oh, you mean Copland? Oh, that's a great movie. Yeah, the one where he's like the sheriff in a little New Jersey town that is only inhabited by cops, and they're all crooked, except for him. Yeah, that's a great movie. Great fucking movie. Oh my god. It only has a 64 Metascore? People don't like Copland? I mean, 64 is pretty good. I mean, I thought it was going to be like up in the high 70s. 80s maybe even. Oh my god. Stallone gave it 3 out of 10? It was great. I know, of course it was great. You have great taste in movies. Oh, we gotta read the reviews for this. 64. I thought it was gonna be at least like a 75, like 79, maybe even an 80 or something. The highest it has is a 90. Hold on, let's see. Sometimes you can't see all the reviews. 21 critic reviews. 1 negative review. Okay. Mostly positive. Yeah, makes sense. 8 mixed. The best one is New York Times. 90 out of 100. Everywhere the camera turns in this tense and volatile drama, it finds enough interest for a truckload of conventional Hollywood fare. Whatever its limitations, Copland has talent to burn. Hell yes. God damn, that's a great movie. Austin Chronicle gave it a good score. Chicago Reader. I want to see if people didn't like Empire. Empire, you know, you can usually trust. An honorable attempt to return the mainstream thriller to a more serious, intelligent vein, yet ultimately lacks the complexity of characterization, dense subterfuge, and overall feeling of weightiness that separates the great from the good. You watched Tango and Cash? That's one of my favorite movies. Had you seen it before? That movie is so good. It's so bad, but it's so bad that it's good. It's like seriously one of the most fun movies you can watch. Kurt Russell and Sylvester Stallone are so good together. That's one of those movies I always wanted them to make a revival sequel for. Like, see what happened to them at this point, 35 years later. But they should have made it like 5-10 years ago. Now they're a little too old, you know. But you can still do it. I even had an idea where where is it? Whatever. There's a movie called Stone Cold. Hold on. Let's see. I want to read the one bad review, and we'll get back to it. Stallone gave it 3 out of 10. Jesus, it's a shame when an actor like Sylvester Stallone, who's always at his most appealing when he just hunkers down and lets himself be a big glute, feels he has to make a bid for respectability. What? So they're saying like, oh, we prefer him when he's being a big dumb idiot. Wow, that's very ignorant to say. The guy's a great. Oh, they don't have it anymore. Damn it. Listen, yes, of course he is great as the big dumb muscle guy in movies. But the thing is though, in most movies he isn't the big dumb muscle guy. He's like a big muscle guy, but there's usually something more to him in his characters. There are some, of course, dumb ones, like Judge Dredd or whatever it's called. What's the other one? Demolition Man, stuff like that. Sounds like they wanted him to keep running around. Stuff My Mom Will Shoot, stuff like Rhinestone, stuff like that. But the guy he's a serious actor which I think a lot of people had kind of forgotten in the mid-90s because a lot of the crap he made in the late 80s and early 90s. First and foremost, Judge Dredd and Demolition Man, that he wanted to show like, hey, hold on, don't forget, I made First Blood, I made Rocky, like serious, complex characters, good acting. So then he went back to Copland and showed that he still had acting chops. Is he the best actor in that movie? No, but he's up against some really, really heavy hitters. So, is it his best performance? No. That's probably still Rocky, I would say. Maybe even Rocky in Rocky Balboa from 2006. Maybe. But he's still great in that movie. To say like, oh, I wish he wouldn't try to be a serious actor and just be dumb muscle guy. So ignorant. We can ignore that review. What were we talking about? Superman. No, right, you were talking about Tango and Cash. Right, Tango and Cash. Now, around the same time as Tango and Cash, which is a great movie about two outlaw cops taking down, a drug empire. Great action movie. Uncle Buck is good as well. It's like a proto Home Alone movie almost. But around the same time as Tango and Cash, there was a movie that came out called Stone Cold. I think it was 91? 91, yeah. Which was also kind of a over-the-top, dumb late 80s action movie about a cop. But instead of being an outlaw cop kind of going under a cover, because that's Tango and Cash, they go undercover, but they're more, it's not on purpose. They're framed, for murder. In Stone Cold, this here movie, Brian Bosworth, Brian Bosworth, is like this super cool renegade cop who goes undercover with a biker gang, to stop them, and it's a bit more serious and definitely a bit more violent than Tango and Cash, but it has the same over-the-top vibe. And I had this idea when I first saw Stone Cold. I think it was on about 10 years ago. I just found a random DVD of it, and I was like, this looks like a dumb action movie. I'll see it. And I was blown away by it. So, hey, Ancient Madness, Laura, if you liked Tango and Cash, check out Stone Cold as well. It's not as good, but it's still good. But my idea was to do a revival sequel of Tango and Cash, where, I don't remember who it was, but I think one of them gets caught by some, like, crime syndicate or something. Maybe Tango? Sylvester Stallone's character? So then Cash would actually call upon Brian Bosworth's character, Joe Huff, or I think he calls himself John Stone or something when he's undercover, would call upon him, because he's still like a cop, of course, to help him free Tango. So it would be a revival sequel to Tango and Cash, but it will also be a stealth revival sequel revival sequel to Stone Cold as well, and it would merge those two. I had an elevator pitch for it. I didn't have anything written down, but I had an elevator pitch for it, and it's never gonna happen. But it was fun to play with the thought of it. Superman. I didn't have anything else to say about Superman. Not very interested. Probably will check it out because of the podcast, but other than that, no. What else do we have? I know what we did last summer. That franchise barely has one good movie. I don't know why we're now doing... I think this is technically the 4th movie, and they have a TV show as well? I'm pretty sure. Hold on. I know what you did... Oh, God. Last summer. Wikipedia. What does it say? I know what we did last summer. Franchise. based on the book. Yeah. Here, films. I know what you did last summer. I still know what you did last summer. Yeah, and direct to video. Oh, can you see that? Yeah, you can. I'll always know what you did last summer. Exactly. They made they made a direct to video sequel that no one watched. Even I didn't, but I knew it existed. And then yeah, they did a TV show in 2021. Was that based on the first movie? American teen slasher television series based on the novel. Okay. How close was it to the movie? And part of the I Know What You Did Last Summer franchise, the series is monotaking in the original novel and follows a group of friends stalked by a brutal killer 1 year after covering up a car accident in which they killed someone. It features, so it's the same plot as the first movie, but it's not a remake of the movie. It's a new adaptation of the book. Does it say anything about? Hold on. No, it doesn't say. If it's anything like the first movie. Either way. Where were we? Yeah, and then the new movie I Know What You Did Last Summer, 2025. What does it say? The Standing 7 slasher flick gets a new requel. Yeah, that's a combo franchise reboot and sequel. Oh no! For those of you who didn't see the 2022 Scream film, yeah, that puts a host of new faces in the path of that killer fisherman with a hook, and bring back a couple of the original key cast members. QOG's Jennifer Love Hewitt and Freddie Prinze Jr. screaming for those kids to watch out. Yeah. It doesn't. Whatever. I don't exactly remember the plot, but that doesn't really make sense. I guess they'll figure it out. They'll do a Scream thing. Yeah. Then we do Fantastic Four. Looks so bad, and it looks so. I don't know. It's too lovey-dovey and cozy and. I know that's like, not just they're not just doing family because that's the Disney thing now. That's always been Fantastic Four has been we're a family. But still, it looks so boring based on the trailer. I have no interest in watching it. I like the actors. I basically like all of the actors. But I have no interest in watching that. None at all. What else? Happy Gilmore 2! We might have to revive the Happy Gilmore podcast for that, or do like a special episode of the Madison and Method podcast for that. By the way, Madison and Method, we have 2 episodes recorded. We were going to do a third one today, but my co-host was sick, so we couldn't. The new episodes are going to pop up on Patreon pretty soon, and after that, they'll pop up on YouTube. Just so you know. Happy Gilmore 2, I don't wanna. I just want to move on. Freaky Friday. Honestly, I'm glad that Lindsay Lohan is like back and she seems fine, and you know, because there was some very dark years that a while back for her. I'm not interested in seeing the movie, but I'm glad she seems fine. Untitled Paul Thomas Anderson movie. We do know now though that is called One Battle After the Other, I think it's called. One battle after another, yeah. And it's Paul Thomas Anderson, so of course I'm going to watch it. Once again, like with Ari Aster before, with the Eddington movie, the guy barely misses. Like, he's been making movies now for 20 years? 30 years? Yeah, 30 years almost. And it's just one hit after another. Hey, one battle after the other. After another. I mean, look at this guy's track record here. Now he's done a lot of... I wish you could just see the movies. Because, I mean, he started with Boogie Nights. Boogie Nights is amazing. Then he did Magnolia. Fucking amazing. Did he do Cooler in between that? Or was Cooler earlier? No? Alright. Maybe I'm wrong. Whatever. Then, of course, Punch Drunk Love is great. There Will Be Blood is great. The Master is amazing. Inherent Vice, that's the one. It's kind of weird, but I do like it. Even though it's kind of weird and doesn't really work. And then he made Licorice Pizza the other year. There we go, Licorice Pizza, which was so good. I think a lot of people slept on that one. I can also see why people think it wasn't as good. It's very much a like hangout movie. But I loved it. And then one battle after another. The first trailer made it look like a serious movie, and the poster kind of makes it look serious, but then the second trailer made it look like a comedy. I don't mind he makes good comedies, but I'd rather see him make it more serious. Maybe it's kind of both. I don't know. I am looking forward to it, though. Definitely. What do we have then? A Big, Bold, Beautiful Journey. No idea what that is. Kogonada. What are they? The Bride. No idea what that is. Ew! The first of 2 films to draw heavily from The Bride of Frankenstein this year. Okay. Actor-director Maggie Gyllenhaal's punk musical reimagination was hardly the best Universal horror movie. That's true. Bride of Frankenstein, best Universal horror movie. No. Michael Jackson, no. What do we have here? Frankenstein. You might say that Guillermo del Toro, award-winning director, horror aficionado, maestro of the macabre, has been chasing after Mary Shelley's gothic interpretation of the Prometheus myth in one form or another throughout his prolific career. Now the gentleman has finally made his own spin on this classic tale of daring to tread where no man should. I am not. I mean, I like Guillermo del Toro as like a creative mind. I don't like his movies for the most part. Some of them are good. Some of them are really good. But like The Shape of Water I didn't like. What was it one? Nightmare Alley I hated. The 1947 movie was much better. The book was better. Obviously, the book was better. So him doing, and what was that one? The Crimson Peak, bad. I think it was bad. So Frankenstein, maybe, I don't know. What is this now? Begonia. Damn, Yorgos Lanthimos is just pumping out movies. Begonia. What is Begonia? Do we have anything about it? 2 conspiracy-obsessed young men kidnap the high-powered CEO of a major company, convinced that she is an alien intent on strong planet Earth. Whoa! It has Star Wars Hulkias in it? Ooh. I both like that and don't like that. Okay. He hasn't written it, though. Oh, I like that, because sometimes his writing... Overall, though, I like Yorgos Lanthimos. I haven't watched all of his latest movies. Like I couldn't finish Poor Things. I hated it. And I didn't watch Kinds of Kindness. But I love The Favorite. I love The Lobster. I love Killing of a Sacred Deer. I haven't seen his earlier movies, Dogtooth and whatever they're called. I don't think so, at least. But I like most of his movies. I would have to say. Now we're kind of closing the year down here. What else? The Running Man. We'll see if that actually happens. I, of course, once again, don't like remakes, but I guess it is technically a new adaptation of the book. And, like it says here, who better to give us a Running Man for the 21st century than Edgar Wright? Yes, it would be very nice to see him back making movies, because it's been a while. I know me and my co-host or my sister were like some of the few fans of Last Night in Soho, but I loved that movie. So I'm looking forward to it. And it stars Glenn Powell, so love Glenn Powell. Spoiler award winner for the Good on You award 2025. If it comes out, if it ever actually comes out, because it feels like it's been in the works for 10 years, then yeah, I'll definitely watch it. What else? Wicked for Good? No, thank you. Wake Up Dead Man, a Knives Out mystery. They're making another one? Oh, God. I shouldn't say that. I haven't watched any of them, but I don't wanna. They just don't look like good movies. Avatar, Fire and Ash. I liked Way of Water. I thought it was better than the first one. I'm looking forward to this one. Marty Supreme, what is that? A lot of folks are wondering what the deal was with Timothée Chalamet's slim, trim mustache he was sporting during the press tours for A Complete Unknown. And no, he's not following that Bob Dylan film with a biopic on John Waters. He grew it for this period drama from Josh Safdie. Oh, nice. About a ping pong champion loosely based on real-life table tennis whiz Marty Reisman. It's both a sports drama and the answer to the future trivia question: which movie stars Chalamet, Gwyneth Paltrow, Penn Jillette, Tyler the Creator, and Abel Ferrara? Also worth noting, Benny Safdie, Josh's brother, is also set to have his own sports drama, The Smashing Machine, which details the life and times of UFC fighter Mark Kerr. Oh, right! Smashing Machine. Also coming out in 2025. Is it on the list? Oh, no, it's not. Alright. That was the list. I didn't know about Marty Supreme. Okay. I don't like that the Safdie brothers have kind of split up. I mean, doesn't mean, you know, oh no, something bad has happened or whatever. But they have made some really, really good movies together. Maybe it's because they actually want to, like, start winning awards. And I mean, technically you can't be like, I don't think you can co-win for Best Director or Best Writer, so maybe that's why. I know the only ones that got special permission for that was the Coen brothers. But even they have split up, you know. Their last couple of movies were solo projects. The Hamlet movie and that period piece movie that the other guy made. So maybe they're doing something similar. We'll see. Although that sounds fun. Marty Mouser, young man with a dream no one respects, goes to hell and back in pursuit of greatness. And that does have something to do with ping pong then, I suppose. Alright. I'll buy it. Like I said, I like the Safdie brothers. They make good movies. Oh, that's... Okay, so that's Josh Safdie. Because the other brother, Benny Safdie, he's the one you've seen more of because he's been acting in a bunch of movies. Or some movies. He was in... was he in Licorice Pizza? I think so. And of course, yeah, he's in Good Time, and he was in Oppenheimer recently. Oh, recently, 2 years ago. Yeah, there he is. In Oppenheimer. He's the Russian who wants to build the hydrogen bomb. Has he done anything recently? Right, he's in The Curse. I didn't watch The Curse. No. Oh, that's right. Oh, he wrote that. Oh, I didn't know that. But I thought as an actor, maybe something. Actor. No, Oppenheimer and then The Curse. Right. Well, I'm looking forward to that. And he's doing The Smashing Machine? That was gonna star someone. Dwayne Johnson, right? Dwayne Johnson is gonna play a UFC fighter. Emily Blunt is in it. Jason Tremblay. It looks no, Jason Tremblay. Who was I thinking of? Little kid Tremblay. That's not him. Oh, whatever. Bas Rutten is in it, and he plays Bas Rutten. That's funny. Mark Kerr. I don't know who Mark Kerr is. I recognize the name, but I don't really watch. I don't really follow UFC, so I don't know. But okay, so we have two Safdie movies coming up in 2025. I'm looking forward to that. But I think we're gonna wrap up the live stream here. We've done an hour and a half, so that's about what we should do. I think maybe longer, like I said, maybe longer, but at least an hour. Now we have that list. We've gone through it. We watched some other stuff. If you have any ideas for what you think the live show should be, I'll try to do another one next Tuesday. I don't have anything planned, but if I find anything, of course I'll bring it up. But what do you like about the format? Like going through new movies, watching trailers, talking about movie news and stuff. Is that interesting, or should it be about just something else? Should I do something completely different? I know if it's going to be on this channel, I really should focus it around movies. I do it around this length. If I'm going to try and make the algorithm finally love me, which it doesn't really still. I don't know. I like live stream when I'm doing it. It's just that sometimes it's the whole thing like, oh, I gotta do it at a specific time, which you have to do. You have to be consistent. And you have to do it on a schedule. Otherwise, like I said, the algorithm won't like it. And I think that's a bit of a problem for me because sometimes like I don't want to do it. I want to postpone it. And then that's not good. But I'll try to be back next Tuesday, and we'll talk about something or other. Once again, I want to say thank you so much to Ancient Madness for gifting 20 memberships, and I saw at least 3 actually getting the memberships and using them, I suppose. That's insane. Once again, thank you so much for that. Thank you for hanging out in the chat as well, Ancient Madness. That's what makes this fun. Like I said, talking to you in the chat is so much fun. And yeah, I'll be back. Even if I don't have anything to talk about, I'll be back next Tuesday around 9-ish, 9:30-ish Swedish time, whatever that is for where you live. But until then, check out our episode on Sinners this Saturday. Check out our patron exclusive, member exclusive episode. We just released one today about the original Amateur movie from 1981. And we're not sure what we're doing for Patreon and members based on Sinners, but it's probably going to be an older Ryan Coogler movie. So probably Fruitvale Station. But that's for later. For now, though, I'm going to go to bed because it's almost midnight. And I'll see you the next time. But until then, have a good one. Bye. See if I can finish the stream now. Slut.